but it's unhealthy. Is that right? For unhealthy food. So there's our vision outside. If we see things as the way they are, we are more peaceful. If we project things out, if we manipulate things out, that's where we encounter problems. Make sense? All right. So every one of us, let's say, even the way I wear my dress, so every one of you may see me in different way. Is that right? So if we just recognize the way we are, that's more peaceful, more simple. You understand that? Last night, I heard, let me see, last night, this one professor from IBS school, we talk about our experience when Dalai Lama came to town. Okay. Yeah, he said that a simple life is a thinking life. That means if we live in simple life, we have more time to think ourselves. We have more time to recognize things. If we make our life so complicated, we get stuck there. You understand that? Okay, let me go back here. So again, our way of things, recognizing as the way they are. Don't add more colors. Don't manipulate things. Don't project things out. Because that's what they are. You understand that? Okay. So let me move on. Acceptance. And that's one of the most important components, fighting or flighting. We know this one, right? Right? When you first start to learn meditation, you know this one, right? That's why we're stressed. That's why we're so anxious about life. When we deal with things, we try to fight. We try to take the best for ourselves, or we can, if we could not, we run away. So that's why we have a lot of stress in comedy, right? If somehow your coworker was promoted or they got bonus, what happened? You nervous. You may complain, right? Why don't I get bonus instead of her and him? You see? So again, in any circumstances, acceptance is so important. We accept reality as the way they are. We have that kind of mind, non-judgmental mind, with the impartial mind. It's not easy to accept things as the way they are. It's not easy, right? Why is that? Why we have this kind of problem? Why? And yes, sir. Why?
We want to change things.
Yeah. Yes. Thank you. Thanks for mentioning about that. Yeah.
We're not satisfied.
Not satisfied. That's why. How about competition? What do you think about competition? How many? I think some of you work in companies, right? Some of you are CEO here. I see CFO here. You run business. You have to fight. You have to compete with other people. So how could you do meditation? If this acceptance principle is required for you to have mindfulness, is impractical. If you do business, you cannot practice meditation. No, you can't. That's why in my class again, in the future, I will teach the student, especially college student, when they get out from college. Of course, they merge with the world and they may do business. But if they have that mind, they're more successful. Okay. Okay. So let me skip this one for a while, and let me go back to the breath, and you see why I talk about acceptance. Okay. So I hope you have more time to talk. Okay. So most of you do breath meditation, is that right? How many of you can you do meditation? Oh wow, most of you. How about others? You do any kind of visualization? No? Yeah? Yeah, no? Okay. Okay. You do? Okay. Anyway, so let me go back to the breath. I think most I heard from Reverend Joe that most of you are experienced meditators, right? So I don't want to also talk much in detail, but I want to go over again. Right? You know, we recognize our breath is the source of our life. But remember, I think whenever I came here, I explained to you that's the techniques too. When we breathe in and out, we need to breathe in and out in a natural way. What's it mean? Whatever we have here, when we inhale in fully way, without using any force, physically and mentally. That acceptance. We accept our breath as the way they are. When we inhale in the fully way, and we exhale in the fully way, that acceptance. We accept our breath. And when we accept our breath, we accept this physical body. And when we accept this physical body, we make peace with our mind. Easy, right? And when we have peace with our mind, everything is peaceful. That's why in Buddhism we say, a peaceful mind is a peaceful life. You see that? If our mind is so violent, you see everything is violent. Things come from our eyes. Our views. Whichever things we have here is we project to the external world. So you see that we start from our breath. That's what acceptance is for. And we are aware of this breath here and now. It's so valuable, it's so precious. If we lost that breath, what happened? We won't be here. And I'm glad that no one here to carry the accident model. You see, like, especially you stop by somewhere in the nursing home, and who knows, we need some in the future when we end up there, right? But hopefully we have enough strength to go. Again, so we start with our breath. We accept our breath as the way they are. We don't need to force our air in. We don't need to push our breath out. Just let our body does that kind of mechanism. That's what peaceful life is for. That's what peaceful mind is for. Is that right? You see? So, that's why these three components are so important. When you sit there, you observe your breath. Accept your breath as the way they are. Be here and now with your breath, and recognize your breath. That's right. Simple. Easy? No. Okay. Simple, but not easy. So again, the more you do, the easier for you to master it. Like driving a car, driving bicycle, or riding and so forth. Right? So these are the things I want to go over again. So now it's time for us to go back to the things that I like to talk today. Now, so you clear? Right? On the mind and the body. You see that? Okay. Now let's talk about the problems. Let's first. Let's see here. Okay. The first one, physical discomfort while sitting. How many of you have these problems? How many of you? How could you resolve these problems? How could you deal with these problems? Okay. Yes? Accept that? Okay. Yes, what else? What else? How could you deal with that kind of physical discomfort while you're sitting there? How? Yes?
Sometimes I focus on the problem,
Okay.
and it disappears, it doesn't last.
Good. Thank you. What else? How could you deal with this discomfort? Yes?
You could lie down or you could walk through your meditation.
Okay, now here. I don't know whether you learned before. I hope that you have. But remember, sitting straight is important. actually, in my own experience, keep trying to keep your back straight. Don't be stiffen. Keep your back straight, your back and your head straight, that's more than enough. You can sit comfortably on the chair, on the floor. That's okay. You can lean back to the chair, that's okay too, especially if you get older. Alright, so don't worry much about how you sit. Just try keep your back straight. Why? When you keep your back and your head straight, your blood could circulate well in your body. So you can be awake easily. Otherwise, when you curve your back or curve your head, you block your energy. You block your blood circulation, and you fall asleep easily. It's common, right? Common sense, right? So, and plus, if you tired, like I told you, go to rest. Sometimes we need to force ourselves to sit for a while. But if you're so tired, with my own experience, just lie down to rest. Let me tell you this thing. At my monastery in Ukiah, my master monastery in Ukiah, somehow you may be surprised. I came there 1990, and then left my master monastery in the end of 1998 for India. From the time I went to that monastery and the time that I left the monastery, I didn't lie down at all. You may be surprised, right? And that's our practice. Yeah, we sleep while we sitting. Yeah, sitting up. But it's still hard. It requires a lot of strength, a lot of dedication. But after I left, I recognized sometimes we need to force ourselves to sit. But if we go to the extreme, we could not have much strength to sit there. Most of the time when we sit there, I just fall asleep. They get in the what they call habitual patterns. So I train myself. So when they're tired, they could lie down to sleep. But of course, my master encouraged us. But that's not the rules. But this is encouragement. So again, if you tire, if your mind, like to tell you about it, you state of mind, if you have a lot of things to concern your mind, you just go to rest first before you sit there. Otherwise, you won't have enough energy, or otherwise you couldn't sit still. Okay? So again, if you have any physical discomfort, you just go to rest, go to take a walk. Alright? Because don't force yourself, especially if you're getting older. Alright? So the only thing is your mind, your state of mind. Your body is just the same secondary concern. Don't attach to that too much. Right? Don't go too extreme. And have you done body scan before? You know, most of you know, right? So if you're tired, just lie down there. Be aware of your breath. That's okay. Or lie down and put your arm, wrap your arm around your stomach and then move up and down. There's awareness there. Because in Buddhism, we have what we call walking, standing, sitting, and lying down. But as much as we are aware, as much as we hear now, as much as we accept what's going on, that's called mindfulness, meditation. Right? So of course, sitting in the posture that enhance us to get deeper in our state of mind. Then while we lie down, most of the time it's easy for us to fall asleep, right? But that's okay if you're so tired. Don't force yourself, especially if you get older. Is it clear, right? Okay. Any question? Can we pass this one? Okay. Now, let me talk about. Oh, this one here. Physical and emotional tension. Let's relate to the body first. How can you deal with physical tensions? And how can you deal? Let's say your body is so stiff, right? You have that problems? So how could you deal with this kind of problems? Yeah, but how? How could you deal with this?
You mean when I'm tense? I try to breathe.
Yes, and what else?
Just breathe into the tension that is there, and then exhale.
Yeah. Anyone? When your body is so tense, what should you do?
Shake it out.
Yeah, check it out. Relax it. Look at your shoulder. Right? When you're so tense, right? So nervous, your shoulder have tendency to move up, right? That's the sign. That's the sign. That's the indication. That's you so tense. Relax also. Relax your shoulders. Relax yourself. Smile. See? And that's the way you can relax us. The body. Okay, let me go back here. Emotional tensions. I will talk about that later. About this meaning. How about lack of concentration? How can you deal with lack of concentration? Now, we go to 12 or 12:30?
12.
Or 12? Okay, we have 25 minutes. Yes, how could you deal with lack of concentration? It's happened every moment, right? Why? Because our mind tend to swim back and forth between past and future. That's why it's not easy to be here now. That's why we lack of attention, lack of concentration. So how? How could we focus our mind? Yes?
Focus on breathing.
Yes, focus on breathing and any methods or any techniques that could keep our mind stay here and now. Instead of going back, yes. Count, yeah, that's good. That's one of the techniques. What else?
Some people use a mantra.
Okay, mantra, yes. What else? And even when you count, when you do mantra, you still go back. Yes.
Choose to stay aware of the body.
Yes. That's good. And what else? Okay. So that's how do you still counting the breath every day? How do you still count your breath while you sit in meditation? Okay. It's better. Even me too. I need to count too. Otherwise, I'm busy. This one article is that talk about me. I'm traveling monk. Yeah, because actually I just got back from California, San Luis, New Jersey, and next week I may go to Houston again too to take care of temple business. Anyway, so we be so busy. Otherwise, we have all kind of work, all kind of responsibilities. That's why we concern about past, future, and so forth. It's not easy for us to maintain our focus, maintain our concentration. That counting is the way how to register this present moment. Of course, if you master your mind, if you could concentrate your mind, that's great. You can follow your breath. But most time, if you're novice, right? If you get practice for a while, it's easy for your mind to trick you, right? To think about what you just did, not yesterday, but this morning. Is that right? And think about where you go to what you do at Walmart. Right? Not here. Not sitting here. You see? It's not easy, but that's why counting is much easier. That's anchor our mind. It's like the boats, right? The ship on the ocean. It's not the anchor. To stay still. So there's our mind. We don't have that kind of anchor. And when our mind is peaceful, it's like the water, there's no wave anymore. Be there. We don't need to have any anchors, but we have to have that. Okay, so it's many ways. Count your breath, right? And decide the mantra. It depends. But what happens? Even you count your breath, your mind still swing back and forth. What happens? Actually, it's normal. Don't worry. Don't fight. Please, just accept that. Because it's not. We have the kind of habitual patterns. Our mind, I'm talking about our mind, not have that type of habitual pattern to swing back and forth between past and future. It's not easy to sit still, to stay still in that present moment. But the more we focus, the easier for us to let them go. Understand that? The pendulum, right? Let me see. I don't bring my bell here. Okay. Anyway, so if you don't use any force, eventually the past, the future thoughts will be settled down. If you think more, the more they come. So try your best to focus on your breath, and eventually it will reduce Okay, so let me sleepiness. How could you deal with sleepiness? How many you have problem of this problem? Actually, most of us need to. It's normal. Why? I told you, when you would work physically, mentally, this is supposed to go to sleep. So that's why for me, with my own experience, I go to rest. But sometimes I can take a nap too. That's okay. But when we see that sign, we recognize probably our body and mind is so tired. It may need energy. It may need to rest. That's the indication that we need to rest. Is that clear? All right. So now, let me tell you this. At my master monasteries, every year we have what we call winter meditation retreat for 3 weeks straight, and we start from 4 a.m. to 12 midnight. And sometimes some of us we start for 4, 5, 6 hours straight. And between the awareness and sleepiness, this is like it's like you flip your hand, your palms. So even when we sat that long, even when we stood up, we still fall asleep. Of course, probably we tired physically and mentally, but we have to deal with our state of mind. So with my own experience, again, I take a walk from wash my face and so forth. All right, so don't stay there and waste your times. Like that gentleman, after I meditate, I wake up. Right, so try our best to deal with this sleepiness. And again, sleepiness and what do you call we have the problem sleepiness or mind wander around. That's the two most common problem, right? So again, for sleepiness, stand up, wash your face, walk around, do some kind of exercises. So that's where you can encounter that kind of problem. Or go to sleep. That's all, right? Okay. Now talking about discouragement. Do you have any this kind of problems? How many of you have this kind of problems? So how could you deal with them? How can we do this problem?
Try not to let it prevent you from continuing.
Okay. How could you deal with this problem?
It's the same, just trying to say I'm going to go back the next day to the chair.
Yes.
Away.
I think loving kindness, just to try to be kind to myself and accept that, some days I'm discouraged.
What are the things that discourage you to do meditation? What are the problems that discourage you to do meditation? Of course, it's here. right? Sleepiness, right? I have irritation, tension, and so forth. So, again, doing anything in life, we need to have what? Motivation. Is that right? We have to have that motivation. Without motivation, we cannot go to school, we cannot go to work, we cannot sit in meditation. So what kind of motivation we need to have in order to counterback the discouragement? What kind of motivation we need to have? Yes?
Positive, thinking about
Positive, okay. But what else? Yes? Other things? Yes?
Understand that you will get discouraged from time
Yes.
to time, but it's difficult.
Accept
And be kind to yourself and accept it.
Yes. Yes?
Remember why you're trying to do this.
Yes, that's the point. Yes, sir.
Same thing.
Same here. What else? Yes?
I think not attaching to it, just noticing it and allowing it, and maybe being curious about it and not attaching and saying, that's me, I'm discouraged. Just notice that there is discouragement and let it be.
Sure. Yes, sir.
Well, you asked what kind of motivation do we need, and I would say I need a very strong motivation.
What kind of strong motivation do you have?
What kind of strong motivation? I don't know how to answer that. Strong motivation is strong motivation, high desire.
Actually, let's go back to in terms of this benefits. That's all, right? Why student go to school? They want to get a better job, better life, better paycheck. Is that right? That's motivation there. Why you need to cook food for filling our stomach? That's all. So do meditation, we recognize it, all can benefit them. We may change the shape our mind, may change our views, it may help us to be more peaceful, happy. That's motivation there. Right? So when we have that kind of discouragement, we remind ourselves, people can do, why don't we? You understand that? People get all kind of benefit. Why can't we? You see that? That we can counteract that kind of discouragement. Again, then that's one. Is that clear now, right? Okay, impatient, and expect better result. And you have those problems? How can you deal with this? Yes.
Well, both the discouragement and impatience, they kind of come together. And for me, I discover I'm that way when I'm judging myself and the practice.
Yeah, we talk about that how judging with the emotional expression too.
So if I drop the judgment, that helps.
Yeah, what else? What else?
I think for me,
Yes.
accepting the fact that sometimes there's going to be a depth there and other times, for whatever reason, it isn't there. And that's okay, no matter how long I've been meditating.
Yeah.
Just accept it, that there's going to be good meditations and not so good, or, you know.
You know, in the Zen tradition, they say that if we look things as normal, our mind will be normal. You understand that?
Say it again?
Same.
If we look at things as normal, our mind will be normal. That means if everything is okay, our mind will be also okay. It makes sense now? If we have some questioning, if we have some, let's say, rejection or pardon, that's problem come from. Another thing is we need to accept things out the way they are, that's all. Everything is normal in Zen tradition. That's why I live with that sense, I live with that principle. Everything is normal. Like many people, when they bring the children to the temples, and you know, children, they run around and make noise, right? And many, of course, many parents, they feel uneasiness about their children to run around bother people. I say, don't worry, it's normal. They are children. You see? Because they are children, that's why they run around without we can't. You see that? You see, if we can sit in the normal way, am I more peaceful? Because we accept reality. Is that right? So again, let's go back to impatience. Yes, sometimes we sit for, let me see, how, anyone of you sit up to 30 minutes per day here? Okay, 1 hour? 1 hour, okay. 2 hours? No. You see that. When you sit there, you build up your patience, physically and mentally, right? And so, plus, when you sit there, you may deal with this physical discomfort, right? You have to deal with all kind of junk in here, right? With the past, future. That requires patience. And again, in meditation, well, the reason why we have this kind of fight and flight, because of what? Expectation, right? We expect too much. We expect that we will be peaceful. We will be calm on the spot. The more we expect will happen, the more irritated we have. Is that right? And when we let go of things, we accept things, when we stand up, it's easy for us to accept things as the way they are. Because we train ourselves here. Why we sit it? Even, you know, you can see the progress of your practice. when you deal with other people. When you're ready to accept people as the way they are, you have that kind of progress. You're in good shape. But if when you deal with people, you expect they have to do this, to do that, and so forth. Even for them, for their own good, watch out for your malpractice. You understand that? So again, that's just how we view our life. So if we drop down business and transfer to acceptance, that's peaceful here, right? Okay. So let's say in do you have a birthday party soon? Any of you have a birthday party soon? And what you expect for your gift?